Could this be a podcast?
From the Cosplay Realm team?
I think it could be.
Wow. Didn't know it did that.
Look what crawled out of the dungeon. Am I right?
Yep.
We're here to drink some milk and fight some people. I just finished my... I tried to remember that terrible, ass-kicking pun thing. I'm drinking a latte, so it has coconut milk in it.
We know what you're talking about. We know what you mean.
We got that vegan milk grind.
Yeah.
No whole milk here, baby.
Not for you. I'll drink the milk.
You're the milky one.
So do we want to start our podcast talking about milk?
Yeah, absolutely. We endorse coconut milk on this podcast from this end, and you can be strawberry milk, perhaps.
Yeah.
Also, could be our rapper names.
Coconut milk and strawberry milk?
Yep.
Wow.
Anyway, besides milk updates, we had some fun meeting updates for you all, and we wanted to bring back the talkie.
I guess
the podcast.
Since we haven't done this in so long, should we do a kind of reintroduction?
The story so far
of like what this is all about.
What is this all about?
Please
tell me.
The Rebel Realm podcast, brought to you by Cosplay Realm magazine, where we talk about the magazine and updates and pop culture and just what's going on with us behind the magazine.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's generally what we talk about on here, though.
When was the last time we recorded a podcast? Was it at Fan Expo?
Like 2 years ago, I think.
It was at least a year ago.
Yeah.
I think we were about to hit 10K on Instagram, and it was a disaster.
The Instagram wasn't a disaster.
No. The episode that we recorded, we did with our friends, and it was after a long session of D&D, and our brains were soup.
We were pooped, yeah.
Pooped and souped.
Yeah, but now we're here with like fully functioning brains and like energy. Mostly functioning brains and energy.
Functioning brains.
Yeah. But we have
I guess we could start with last year's D&D issue then, because that was probably around that time area. Yeah. So we decided to make the D&D issue an annual thing for us. So we are currently working on the second annual
Dungeons and Dragons issue.
Yep. And last year we had Ginny D, and we kind of like dipped our toes into the critter community, and
which we're both like involved with very much on our own, but it was the first time Cosplay Realm really got involved.
It was also right around when I first started Critical Role.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah. And I am obsessed with a certain purple boy.
A certain purple boy who's on your t-shirt today.
I didn't even realize that. I am wearing my Molly Mock t-shirt. That is confirmed.
Yep.
I think it's really funny because before I listened to the show, you thought I would like Yasha the best.
Yeah.
Because of my... Why did you think I'd like Yasha?
I don't know.
Because I'm emo?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
I feel like Molly's pretty emo, though.
I think
like
every
really
character
emo.
has some degree emo-ness about them. Even Jester, who seems like a perfect, fluffy little sunshine ball, has her own struggles. And I think that's something I really like about Critical Role, that they're all human. They all have their own stuff going on.
Yeah, Caleb definitely has some
Oh boy, he does. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. So that was kind of where we were at last year. I did a Molly cosplay. You really worked on your Jester.
Yeah, I upgraded her a lot.
And we ran around as...
Oh, yes, that was, because I remember one of the last podcasts we talked about the Wheel of Color shoot.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And... yeah, ever since then, we've kind of done more work in that area of things, and we've expanded on that. And then we worked with Arda, which was awesome back in...
for our December issue?
Yeah, back in December. I was getting mixed up because we shot that at the beach, and so I thought summer, but
no, it was cold.
It was the winter when we did that. It was
cold when we did that.
Jess has an Oni OC.
Yeah, my Dungeons & Dragons character from one of the many campaigns I'm in, and I cosplayed my own character, and it was really fun.
And it was kind of like an island setting, and she painted her toes, and it was really crusty. And then we went because
she wears like sandals.
Yeah, it was like kind of like just like Asian sandals. Is that?
Yeah, there's a word for them, but I always forget what it's called.
I don't know the word off.
The wooden sandals.
Yeah, the wooden sandals. So those are kind of tricky to navigate.
Yeah, yeah, they are. But that was really fun though, and like one of my favorite things about that was doing those photos and then showing them to my D&D group and being like, look guys, I brought my character to life. And I put a lot of like little hints into my cosplay that people, like the group in my game, could see like references to their characters in my cosplay, which was really exciting for me because they like brought all of us to life in a way.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing of like getting art of your character made, but then it's another thing to actually embody
to see it real.
That character.
Yes.
So that's been a cool thing with the annual D&D issues is we've had people basically send us in like write-ups of their character, you know, who they are, what class, what race, their background, their goals.
Campaigns.
Yeah. And so there's plenty of that in this issue and in the past one as well. And we are going to be doing an article, which we're going to kind of segue into. With everything going on, we are recording this around the whole coronavirus disaster. So with all of the convention cancellations and postponements, we are essentially going to be running an online artist alley for people to support the community. And, you know, everyone's kind of having a hard time right now to some degree.
Especially
so don't feel like you have to... If you can just retweet something, that's plenty. I mean, don't put yourself out of your own comfort and safety to help other people.
Yes.
You know, you have to put yourself first. But those that can, we will be trying to create some support and backbone for people losing out on possibly 20 to 30% of their yearly income.
Because so many artists depend on conventions for their survival, for their... And living.
Some of the conventions like Anime Boston are straight up canceled. They're not postponed. Yeah. So that's like nothing.
Yeah, which I understand. Like in their statement, they talked about like they wanted, like if they put it off later in the year, they wouldn't be able to plan it to the best of their ability. And then it would also affect next year's convention. So they're like, we're just going to focus all on next year's convention and make that even better. Yeah. Which I understand. It still, though, sucks for everyone.
It's so hard. So... Again, Critters, there's going to be a lot of amazing art for the community. There's going to be a bunch of D&D artists. I'm sure there's something for everybody out there, whether it's a charm or... And then segueing again into the Fire Emblem issue that we're currently kind of in the midst of. There's so many great artists and creators in the Fire Emblem community, especially with the explosion of Three Houses and the history of Fire Emblem,
and
essentially.
The whole series of games.
Yeah. Fire Emblem was such a important series before Three Houses, and then Three Houses was just...
It really blew up even more.
Blew up even more.
Yeah. I just watched this video that was like the history of the making of the entire Fire Emblem series, and it was like a 2-hour long video on YouTube, but it was just so interesting because like I know vaguely about the old games, but I hadn't played all of them. I started with Awakening, like most people did, but it was really, really interesting to see like their, like as a business, as a company, their struggle to create these games, and then how after Awakening things just blew up so much and got so positive for them.
Yeah, and also that was really specific to your interests as well.
Yeah, I really like those types of videos and those like behind the scenes type of stuff like that.
Yeah. Also, you're kind of a history buff. Like
it's like the history
you were
of the
in
gaming.
College for that.
Yeah.
So, as far as like some of the stuff in the Fire Emblem issue, we have full interviews with Yaya Han, Somerset Soes, and our friend Sarah.
Soraya Days.
I always feel like I'm gonna say her username wrong. Oh no! But I know it's just there's a lot of R's. I'm like Soraya Days. We put Jess on the first page because she's so obsessed with Fire Emblem. It was a little homage there.
This issue also has our Katsucon coverage, which is a big chunk.
We did indeed attend
Katsucon, which might be our last convention for a while, considering all of the Corona stuff and how many conventions are canceling and rescheduling. So I'm glad we were able to do a big feature on that.
Yeah, that certainly could be a reality. But I also think in general that it's just during a time where we probably won't be able to like go to conventions and do a bunch of shoots and stuff, that we will try to keep content going up on the website and maybe our YouTube channel to like really just fill the void
of the convention.
That was a bit dark, but
yeah,
give people something to check out while they're at home.
Yeah, and still be involved with the community. Even if you can't physically meet up with your friends and travel for conventions, you can still like be involved with it.
Yeah, I think that right now it's just important to do what's best for everybody, even though it kind of can be hard and be lonely and boring a bit. But, between games and Skype and Discord and all that, we'll get through it. So that is kind of that section. And then as far as like updates that we in general have been talking about, we had a pretty good business meeting this morning, and we want to create like a series of behind the scenes type of thing of how our months go kind of and what we do, just because it is just us.
Just us too.
It really is just us. And a lot of people, I feel like, maybe don't take that at face value by when we say that it might be mainly just us.
Yeah. Or like a lot of times, like when I send out all of the like tear sheets and like submission emails, I sign it off as the Cosplay Realm team because it's both of us. But that I think sometimes people read that and they think, oh, it's a team, like a bunch of people.
Yeah.
It's just us two.
Right.
Doing the entire thing.
I also guess we could ask anybody listening to this, what would you guys like to see in that? Would you like to see how we design pages and sections, how we come up with themes and all that? We could do all kinds of that stuff. So basically just making more video long form content as well. I am a big fan of the Worm Life series by Wormwood. I just started watching those and I was like, oh my god, that's great. I love it. And I think getting to know the people behind something that you like is really fun.
Yes.
And cool.
I agree with that.
Like, you can see our cosplays and our photography, but
getting to know us.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
And like how our brains function to some degree.
Yeah, we don't need you to psychoanalyze us or anything, but like how we think of things.
I wasn't talking psych-analyzing. I meant how we put a page together.
I know.
Oh, look, that Zenith looks good next to Flame.
Yeah.
We're talking Fire Emblem, baby.
Yeah.
And then as far as spring goes and future stuff, we are working on new merch. It's going to hopefully be ready for the warmer months, so you can rock some
t-shirts.
Some cute goods.
Yeah.
Some t-shirts, probably like a hoodie, and just probably like a logo or something. We want to keep it really clean. I'm very into streetwear and very like chilled out designs. And then maybe you can do some like, Jess is very pink and pastel.
Yeah.
So she represents that side of humans.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know the best way to describe it, but I feel like my stuff that I would do would be very over the top and yours would be very like clean and sophisticated.
Exactly. No, that's...
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like think it has to be sophisticated, but yeah it's definitely...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as weird as mine.
It's like black and white and just neutrals.
Yeah.
So.
That's the M aesthetic.
Yeah. Not necessarily emo, but possibly could be taken to be fairly emo.
Yeah.
I also think something this year that could be fun to try to do is vend at a convention and like have a booth.
Yeah, that's something I've had as a goal that I've wanted us to do for a long time, and like
because at conventions we're always running around. Like we are literally like at the other end,
running back and forth.
Yeah, we say hi to people and we're like, "Hi, oh, sorry, we gotta go here," because like, again, it's 2 people.
If we had a booth like selling copies of the magazine or selling merch,
or even if we had like a photo section where we could take like portraits of people, I feel like that could be really fun.
Yeah.
And then people, if they had a central place to find us, I feel like that would be helpful because a lot of people say that they would like to come say hi or get a photo
or meet us
even. But they don't know where we'll be, and we don't know
where we'll be either. We're everywhere. Yeah.
So, and then even I was thinking maybe future meetups could be cool for people.
Yes.
Like a Cosplay Realm shoot day or something.
Yeah.
So if that sounds interesting at all, just please let us know and we can start prioritizing that as well. What else were you wanting to talk about, Jess?
I suppose we should talk about, in our meeting, we talked about upcoming themes that we wanted to announce, because we've been announcing not just like, here's the next theme, but announcing like the next couple of themes.
Yeah, I think we realized how little time actually there is in the sense of with real life occurring in jobs and whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to be involved, but they just either forget or don't have time.
Yes.
So
which, on that note, I want to say real quickly that we, on our website, set up a subscription email newsletter thing.
Oh, a mailing list.
Yeah, yes, we have that. And I handle all the emails on that, and they go out around once a week. And they're just reminders of like, hey, this deadline's coming up. This is the day that we need, day and time we need to have things in by. But it's also like, here's reminders of what the next couple themes are going to be. And also, here's some of the new articles and interviews up on the website for you to look at. And I think that's been really helpful because we've heard from a lot of people that they wanted like, oh, I wish I knew about this deadline, or, oh no, I knew about it and then I forgot about it. So I think this is a really good way to kind of fix that in a way. So if you want to sign up for that, it is on our website. There's a little, you just put your email in, and once a week those will go out.
Yeah, it's a really nice newsletter. Jess has been working hard on that, so I'm sure that will help all of that upkeep stuff. I just exited out of my iPad by accident, so then what I was about to say.
Should we go on to those themes and talk about those?
Yes.
So we got
Let's do that.
a couple of them out. We already mentioned the Dungeons & Dragons issue. The deadline for that...
Do we want to say who the cover is?
Do you want to announce that here? Yeah.
That could be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. So
we could talk about it too.
You should talk about that because that was something.
A me?
That was something you did.
That was a me?
You did
That's a me, Mario?
That's a me.
So yeah, exciting, I guess, announcement is we have Mika Burton back as our cover for the D&D issue, which is really special because we were able to actually shoot her in her original character that she played on Critical Role, Rainey, and I was able to shoot that, and I worked with her and got a little halo glow going on her photos, and so that was really fun. I was able to make sure that I got her character, represented as she
it's kind of
wanted.
Like we talked about earlier with shooting like my cosplay of my D&D character.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even though Rainey, to a lot of people's like that's a character on Critical Role, it's also like for her it's like that's my D&D character.
Yeah, that's her D&D character.
That's her character.
And what's cool too is when I was looking at emails this morning, we've gotten actually a few Rainey submissions from people.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I actually asked in my interview with Mika, like I talked to her a little bit about how it is seeing someone cosplay
her character.
Yeah. That she herself cosplays.
Yeah. And also this is her new level 10 design because she saw the rest of the Critical Role cast had their level 10 designs for their characters.
Got their
and she was so inspired by that. She's like, I want to make a cool redesign for my character too. So that's what she's wearing in this shoot.
Yeah, I mean, last year with a lot of stuff, it was just unfortunately a timing thing, as things are in the world that we exist in. So it was nice to have something work out with people because everyone's so busy, doing stuff, which we totally understand. And I'm sure we'll be able to continue doing cool new stuff. But on the topic of like working with people that I would say kind of bring the character or media to life, Chris, who voices Dimitri.
Chris Hackney.
Yeah. He actually has been very supportive of the Fire Emblem issue, which was very exciting to see.
Yeah.
I shot my friend Dylan Blackout cosplay in his time skip Dimitri at KatsuCon, and he was very quick to like boost those and say very nice things about that, which was very nice.
Supportive cast.
Yeah, I don't know. I love voice actors that support.
Especially in the Fire Emblem fandom, like their voice actors are so supportive of like the fan art, the fan merch, the cosplays, everything. They love it.
Yeah, I think what's cool is that people are launching full-fledged careers based off of some of these things, whether it be the Critter community or the Fire Emblem community. I've seen people just have their art blow up. Yeah. And it's so cool to see something be a vehicle for that.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, it's really wholesome. We need that wholesome
energy.
Yeah, exactly. And then we will also be having, kind of alongside the Artist Alley section, we'll be having a tabletop accessory and all that goodies article going up. We'll have a website. Photographer one. We'll have...
Yeah, because we want to highlight all of these different types of creators.
Yeah, and we're also going to do a cosplayer one. We're not just doing illustrators.
Yes.
So I just wanted to mention that as well.
Yeah.
If you also have someone that comes to mind that may not be on our list, feel free to send us them.
Yes.
And we will do our best to include that.
We're trying to include a lot of people in this article.
Yeah, I mean, there doesn't have to be a limit because it's on our website.
Yes.
So
I think that's one of like the things we really like about the website is like, especially for longer interviews, sometimes we've had to cut down interviews just because there's a limited amount of space in the magazine for print. But for the website, there's no limit. It can be as long as you want. If you want to write like 4 pages for your interview,
your life story,
like, go for it, sure.
Please.
Yeah.
Please tell us from birth how your life has been.
Should we talk about the next issue we have planned?
Yeah, so again...
This is for May 2020.
We have some content from KatsuCon that we're going to be using for some stuff that we shot.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know, should I say it? We'll leave it.
Okay.
We'll leave it for
We'll
now.
tell you about that cover a little later.
Yeah, maybe next podcast.
Yeah, we'll say. But that theme is galactic. And it's anything space related, anything in space, sci-fi.
Guess what month it is? May. So May the 4th be
with you. Yeah, we wanted to line that up.
So that was a little cheeky, but
and we're already accepting submissions for that. We have a couple of them already, and that submission deadline closes on April 15th.
And that, it doesn't just have to be Star Wars.
No.
Like, I made it a Star Wars thing when I said that, but it's not.
It's any space sci-fi.
It could be Mass Effect. It could be, someone said Dead Space on Twitter. Sure. Yeah, send us your Dead Space. Yeah. That game scared the hell out of me. Yes. I don't know why you'd ever want to cosplay that, but...
I've seen people cosplay the main character. I wonder if anyone's cosplayed the monsters, though. I've never seen that.
Wish.
Yeah, should we just go on to the next one we have? Because this is, the D&D one and the Galactic ones are ones that we had planned. We've had these announced already. But going forward, these are the ones that we kind of had in our meeting today that we've finalized these themes.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's go.
So
what is it, Jess?
June 2020, because we wanted to be close to... something exciting coming out.
We wanted to let it marinate for a bit.
For June 2020, we'll be doing a Final Fantasy issue, and because we wanted to do it a little bit after the new Final Fantasy remake comes out, so it's not immediately, because we know, like, last year we had the Nintendo issue, and it was right, like, immediately after Three Houses came out, and so many people were like, man, I wish this was a little farther off because I want to, like, I'm working on this cosplay, but I don't have time to finish it for the deadline. So we wanted to put this off a little bit, and the Final Fantasy issue, again, is not just the most recent game. It's any games in the Final Fantasy series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And I'm excited for that. I just did a Final Fantasy cosplay myself, which I'm excited about. I haven't actually posted any of the pictures from that shoot yet.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll do something with that. And then this is like, I would say a tentative theme that could happen. I guess maybe let us know if this sounds like something
for the
you'd
next
like.
One.
Our first year, probably like the 3rd or 4th issue, we did like a summer fun one. So maybe like a summer
for
like
July.
Yeah. Something like that, maybe.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking. Something warm.
But we're kind of open to it, though, so...
Yeah.
Like, let us know.
Yeah, that one's just an idea we came up with in our meeting today for July 2020. And then after that, for August, we want to do a more general Nintendo type of issue.
Just because it was like one of the biggest, most well-received issues of last year. Yeah. Was the Nintendo issue.
Yeah. Because I think, like, not only is it, like, something that has a big fandom and people are passionate about, but it's also hits that kind of nostalgia factor for a lot of people. A lot of people are like, I played these games growing up, and they've influenced me, and they've inspired me for my whole life. And I loved hearing people's stories about, like, Nintendo games through their childhood and into adulthood was something I really liked last
year. It
means
a lot to people.
Yeah.
And I think also people that create really amazing stuff continue to create really amazing stuff because it continues to be something that inspires them and they're passionate about. So that is some upcoming themes that we have, which we're pretty excited about. And I think that opening that up to be more public sooner is just such a good thing going forward.
And we've had some people say like they want to plan shoots specifically for the magazine so that it's not published anywhere else yet or anything, which we don't care if something's been published somewhere else, but sometimes other people want to have like see this photo shoot for the first time in print.
Or even some people that have never done a professional cosplay shoot that have only taken photos on their phone. It kind of like inspires they're like, what's going on? What's this all about? Yeah. Oh, maybe I want to do
my first photo shoot.
That doesn't even necessarily mean going out and booking some huge name cosplay photographer. That could be their mom with the family camera.
Yes.
And some bonding.
Yeah.
Kind of like your shoot with your dad.
Yeah, but my Final Fantasy shoot that I mentioned, I traveled down to Florida with my family, and I was like, this isn't a work trip, this isn't a business trip, but it's so different from the setting I have back home that I was like, it would be a waste to not take at least some photos here.
It's just such a change of
so I went to the beach with
because
my dad.
We're from Maine.
Yes.
So like, that's basically Canada.
Yeah, and we have beaches here, but they're not the tropical beaches of Florida. They're not like that beautiful, like, rich...
A New England beach is different than an island vibe.
Yes. But obviously, because I'm with my family, I didn't have, like, a cosplay photographer with me, but my dad took my camera and took a bunch of photos for me, and they came out so good, and it was really fun to just do that together.
He actually just became a patron of ours, too.
He subscribed to Cosplay Realm so he could get a print issue every month.
Is this a good time to
talk about the Patreon? Yeah.
Yes.
On our Patreon, you can get, like I said, print issues every month. We also have a digital subscription that instantly goes up.
Here's the thing with the print issue sub. It basically is a cheaper way to get an issue every month sent to you. You don't have to worry about ordering it. It doesn't matter how big of an issue we make it, whether it's 120 pages or 50 pages.
Yeah.
Because with our publisher, it depends on how many pages, the cost of production.
Yes.
So no matter what that ends up being, which we've been toying around with bigger issues, so it might be more expensive to order through, say, our website.
Yeah, than to order
than to have Patreon. A sort of grandfathered subscription.
Yes.
Through Patreon.
Yeah.
And it's also just a great way to support us, keep us going, because, I mean, this is our our job.
Yeah, this is our living.
It's really helpful and helps promote and support the business. So we really appreciate the people that month to month do that.
Yeah.
We've had some people for years be on the print tier sub.
And even like regardless of if you're on a print tier sub or a digital sub or just like the $1 tier, everyone gets access to like updates from us and some behind the scenes. Like sometimes we show drafts of pages that are being worked on.
Or sometimes, like I do cover drafts a lot. I'm like, what photo out of this shoot do you like?
Yeah. And also everyone gets access to our Patreon exclusive Discord server where, like, I love that community has grown so much because it's like everyone comes to each other, like, asking cosplay advice or asking about photographers or places to do shoots.
It used to be, like, 2 people with us.
Yeah, and we're just like, hey guys, what's up? It's really hard to, like, have a regular conversation like that when it's just a couple people, but I love that it's grown to such a big community in there.
Yeah, there's, like, basically 50 people.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I mean, that would fill up our room.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I probably couldn't fit in here.
No. If we were in the middle of the coronavirus outbreak, people would say, don't gather.
Yeah. Don't gather. I think, too, something that we're just really focusing on is that community building of creatives and like creating a support chain kind of like, what is this person good at? Oh, can I get a sword from them?
Yeah.
Or, oh, this person's really good at DMing. Oh, like I want to ask them a tip or something. Just stuff like that. It's been very cool to see how supportive everybody is of each other.
And then we also, like, outside of like support and cosplay stuff, we also have a section on there of just talking about things. So like there's a section to talk about anime, a section to talk about video games, but like recently the big discussion has been the new season of Castlevania, and everyone's like trying to be like, can we talk about spoilers? Or like, like people are like, I want to talk about this, but like it's also just a way of like making friends and chatting and like communicating with people.
Also, just gonna plug the Gothic Horror issue from last July because there's a lot of
lots of Castlevania on there. So, yeah,
just saying.
What did we have next?
I think that's about it, actually. I think that we caught up with our pals.
Yeah. I guess one other thing, since we were kind of updating like about the podcast, is we're planning from now on to do the podcast as a monthly thing. So once a month we'll have a new episode come out.
Well, just because updates. Like we are over ambitious and we are 2 people.
Yeah.
So
I think that was our biggest downfall with trying to do this before, was we were like, weekly, okay, that's too much. Bi-weekly, okay, that's way too much. Yeah, but monthly is how we're going to start this for now, and just like updates and chatting and hanging out and
I mean, and as far as like big goals go for generalized things, eventually we could potentially have a studio space in an office, which would make it easier as well to record and make content like that. And then we could also invite people on and just have that, but that's way down the line. But if you subscribe to our Patreon,
that's
that
the best
helps
way to support us.
Make stuff like that a possibility. So just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Dream big.
Yes.
So can you.
And we definitely have big dreams for Cosplay Realm.
Yeah, which I think has been so exciting to see how awesome this year has been. Yeah. Like, Katsucon was a blast.
Yeah, it's so good.
Like, every year at Katsucon, it gets a little crazier. I feel like it's a milestone for us.
Yeah. I think Katsucon is, like, how we track our progress, too. We'll be like, last year at Katsucon, we had this many followers, and this was going on. This year, we have these things going on. Yeah. And it's like, wow, that much progress in just 1 year.
Yeah, I mean, followers aren't anything, but we gain about 10K in a year. Or, like, less than a year. Yeah, it's crazy. And especially in a time where organic growth is, like, not always the norm. Like, it's been very fulfilling to know that we did that. Yeah. And not bought that. Yeah. So, don't do it yourself. Yeah. It's possible.
It takes time and it takes work.
Yeah, it's definitely hard work, but if you're passionate about it, it will happen, and just keep going at it. You don't know if it'll take a year or 3 years. Yeah. Or 4. Mm-hmm. You don't know.
Like, we were recently talking about, like, the first year of Cosplay Realm and being like, oh, wow. Everything is different.
That's sure a wow.
Yep, that's something. But, like, we're both so proud of how we are now and how we've gotten here.
I was a fine art painter. I did not know how Photoshop worked. I taught myself Photoshop, so those first few inches. Wow.
Yeah.
They're definitely a time capsule, a memory.
Yeah.
I cringe a bit on the inside when we sell a first issue.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, that is not what it is today.
Yeah.
Please don't judge me on that. I swear. I've learned. Dream big.
Yeah.
Do better in Photoshop.
We all learn. We all start somewhere.
Exactly.
And
now, isn't that the moral of the story?
Yeah, and we all get somewhere.
Exactly. And that, Cosplay Realm listeners, is where we will leave you today.
Thank you for stopping by on this issue of the Rebel Realm... this episode of the Rebel Realm.
Oh my god,
podcast.
I love this issue.
I'm so used to talking with the magazine.
No, me too.
Yeah.
Tell a friend.
Yeah.
Tell your mom's coworker.
About
perhaps your boyfriend's mate.
What?
And,
about what?
No, and like in Europe, people are like, mate, my mate. Well.
Yeah.
Getting a pint with the mates,
yeah. If you would like some more updates from the Cosplay Realm team in the meantime, until our next episode, sorry.
I'm too active on Twitter for my own good.
Well, yeah, I was going to say our Patreon and our website, but Twitter also.
We have personal Twitters.
You can check out our personal pages, but for Cosplay Realm updates, the best place is our website and our Patreon. That's where the most updates go to. And of course, the Cosplay Realm social media channels, which will all be linked in the
bio, link in bio.
Yeah. And I guess with that, we'll see you on here next month. Bye.
Bye.